had to fight. We've had to fight for our place at COP, and after getting here, we've had to fight for a place at the table where we won't just be photo ops, but actually heard.
You might be wondering, where's all the protest coverage this year? Well, as Tisha said, it's been really hard to be heard here at COP27. However, we have seen some protests throughout the conference. Compared to last year's COP26 in Glasgow, there hasn't been a massive protest scene, but not for the lack of trying. The demonstration zone is hard to find, hot, and nowhere near the negotiations.
Honestly, when we come here into these spaces, we don't expect that much because we know that the change come from the communities, but we at least expect a little bit of support.
One of the groups that's shown up most consistently is the vegan contingent, whose protests outside the entrance most days highlight the emissions that the meat industry causes. They've also been handing out vegan food. Thanks for lunch. Otherwise, we've seen small groups confined to this specific place. Many of them are calling for loss and damage funding, demanding polluting industries be kicked out of these climate talks, and calling out countries who are missing their emission targets. Larger protests have occurred on the roads between buildings, one of the bigger actions being from Fridays for Future to wrap up week 1, demanding loss and damage funding for climate vulnerable countries. There's also a group of activists who protested by not attending COP27, although mostly for safety reasons, as Egypt is notorious for abusing human rights. However, those who didn't show up are not staying silent, and there were climate protests in London, Sydney, Madrid, and other cities all over the world on the Climate Day of Action.